At the western end of the lower city of TARIS, we head towards a lone Sith trooper girt by some blasted turrets.
Hold on there, civilian. Only those with official Sith business are allowed into the Undercity. Unless you've got the proper security papers, you better just turn around and go back the way you came.
Now we can tell the guards, you can't keep me out if you're dead.
You just made a big mistake.
Apparently, his blasted turrets can keep me out, and we will be dead. So we can also say, look, I've got my security papers right here thanks to the hidden Bex.
Let me see. Yeah, these look to be in order. Okay, you can go down if you want. Can't say I envy you, though. The Undercity is crawling with mutants. Rat ghouls, they call them. If you see anything moving down there, shoot first and ask questions later.
And with that, using the elevator, we head down to the Undercity and are greeted by some filthy beggars.
You there, Upworlder! Anyone using this elevator has to pay the toll.
Yeah, this is our elevator. If you use it, you gotta give us something.
I don't believe this planet. Even the beggars are trying to shake us down.
5 credits. That's what it costs to use our elevator. 5 credits.
First off, who are you? And what are you doing in the Undercity?
We are the outcasts, banished and reviled by those who dwell above.
Here in the filth and darkness, we claw out a wretched existence, scavenging and begging just to survive long enough to see another wretched day.
This is our village. We live here in the Undercity. You have to pay us 5 credits for using our elevator.
I don't have any credits on me.
We're not fools. We know all who come from the Upworld are rich. Please, is 5 credits too much to ask?
Please have pity on us. We have nothing. All we ask is a few credits to make our lives easier.
Begging, really? Okay, here's your 5 credits. Now that option will actually just make you lose 5 credits and gain nothing. Or you can say, this is a public elevator. I'm not paying any toll.
Please have pity on us. We have nothing. All we ask is a few credits to make our lives easier.
Now for the light side option that just opens up, you can say, you poor wretches. Here's 20 credits to buy some food and clothing.
Credits, my brother! We have credits. Now we can buy food and medicine.
Hush, or the others will hear us. They'll want our credits.
Now you lose 20 credits, but you also gain light side points, so that only opened up if you don't initially give them the 5 credits they ask. Or you can say, forget it, you'll get nothing from me.
Have you no heart? Have you no compassion?
Come, my brother, let us go. We will get nothing from this selfish Upworlder.
Or, my favorite, get out of here, you filthy beggars, or I'll use my blaster to end your suffering permanently.
Run, my brother! Flee this one's wrath!
Go on, you two, get out of here! I'm sorry about that. Those 2 beggars give everyone in the village a bad name. We aren't all like that, you know. Most of us are good people.
I'm sure you are, miss. It's just too bad your little welcoming committee is here to give people a bad first impression.
My name's Dash. Who are you?
My name is Shalina. You're from the Upworld, aren't you? I've never seen it. I was born here in the Undercity. Is it as nice as they say up there?
The surface is a beautiful place.
I've never been to the surface, but sometimes I think I can see it in my dreams. The sun, the sky, the stars. It all sounds so wonderful. Gendar, the leader of our village, tells me I should spend more time trying to improve things down here and less time dreaming about something I can never have. Maybe he's right. You probably think I'm a fool, having dreams of a place I've never even seen. But when I was little, Rukil used to tell me stories of what it was like up there.
Rukil? Who's that?
Rukil's the oldest man in the village. The kids call him Rukil Wrinkleskin, but he's a kind man. He used to tell me the greatest stories when I was a little girl. I still like to listen to his tales about the Promised Land, even though I know they're just legends, but it helps to make the Undercity seem less dark somehow.
Huh, the Promised Land. What's that?
It's just a story to make little children smile. Rukil believes in it, though. Sometimes I can almost believe it myself, but then I look around and see the ugly truth. I guess we have to make the best of what we have, though. If you really want to learn more about the Promised Land, you should speak to Rukil.
Where can I find Rukil?
He's wandering around somewhere on the south side of the village. He doesn't move too far. He's hard on his bones. He's over 100 years old. The children laugh at him, and people think he's crazy because of his stories about the Promised Land, but he's really just a kind old man.
Tell me about the village.
Well, I was born here for starters. My parents were outcasts, banished to the Undercity for some crime or other. They never really liked to talk about it. Everyone here is an outcast, or the descendants of one. It's tough down here, but we survive. I guess it's easier for me since I've never known anything different. Some of the people have given up all hope. They've become bitter and depressed, but most of us are good people, despite what our ancestors may have done. Gendar could probably tell you more, or maybe Rukil. You could talk to them if you want.
In front of shanty tents stand the two men that Shalane was speaking about, Rukil and Gendar.
You come from the world above. Is this the time of destiny, then? Is this a portent of the salvation of my people? Or merely another false sign to mislead us from the path? Are you the herald of prophecy, the beacon to guide us through the darkness? Or are you merely another harbinger of shattered dreams and unfulfilled promises?
Be careful. This one might be crazy enough to be dangerous.
Speak to me, Upworlder. Tell me what fate you unleash upon us. Salvation or damnation? Speak, Upworlder, I beg you.
Okay then. Could I ask you some questions?
Question? You are uncertain, bewildered, perplexed. Understandable, I suppose. Even after 100 years of life, I myself still become confused at times. Perhaps I can make things more clear. Some things, at least. My name is Rukil, the oldest outcast here in the village. Rukil Wrinkleskin, the children call me sometimes.
I'm Dash. What do you want from me, Rukil?
Once I was honored for my wisdom, but over time the villagers fell away from the true path. Eventually there was only a single apprentice who followed me, and now she is gone too.
The true path? What does that mean?
No, not yet. I must be wary. Careful. You may be a false savior. Dare I share my secrets with you? No, not until you prove yourself.
Okay, enough of this. So long, you crazy freak.
Please, a moment, Upworlder. I must know if you are the one I have been waiting for. Please, I beg for your help. My apprentice is lost. I sent her out into the Undercity to find... Well, I cannot tell you. Not yet. Sadly, my apprentice has not returned. Please, Upworlder, will you help an old man? Will you seek out my apprentice in the Undercity? Her name is Malia. I must know of her fate, whatever it may be. I must know what she found.
What happened to your apprentice?
My apprentice is lost. I sent her out into the Undercity to find... Well, I cannot tell you. Not yet. Sadly, my apprentice has not returned. Please, Upworlder, will you help an old man?
Okay, I will help you with this, Rukil.
Finding her may be difficult. Malia could be anywhere in the Undercity. But if you will find her, I will know you to be our true savior. Only then can I reveal my secret knowledge to you.
I'll be back if I find anything out.
I wish you luck, Upworlder. Come speak to me again once you have discovered the fate of my apprentice.
Heading north to the gate to start the search for the apprentice, we're stopped prematurely by the Weasley trader, Igir.
Hey, you ain't from the village. You're from the Upworld, ain't you? Yes, you've got credits, I bet.
Watch yourself. There's something slimy about this guy. I wouldn't trust him as far as I could throw him.
My name's Igir. I run a little salvage shop here. You want to buy something from my store? I got some good deals.
I'd like to ask you some questions.
Oh, you better ask Gendar. He's the spokesman for the village. I just run the store. I don't want to make him mad by answering any questions. Gendar already doesn't like me.
Why doesn't Gendar like you?
Gendar seems to think I should share the profits of my store with the whole village. He figures we're all in this together, so it should be share and share alike. But I'm the one who runs the store. I'm the one who makes the deals. The others just bring me salvage to trade with the Upworlders. Why should they get anything?
That's why Gendar's mad at you? There has to be more to it than that.
He caught me hoarding supplies a while back. I figured I'd wait until food was scarce and then I could offer it to people who'd follow me instead of Gendar. Then I'd be the leader. But Gendar made me share my hoard. Ever since then, he hasn't trusted me. He keeps me around because of my store, though. Without it, this village wouldn't stand a chance.
I'll be going now.
Yeah, okay. You'll come back and see me if you want a deal.
Well, Igar is incredibly Weasley. Maybe useful, but very Weasley. So we head to the gate. We see two people guarding the gate.
Hurry, Hendar! Hurry! I can hear it coming!
He'll never make it. He's doomed. I told him he was a fool to leave the village.
He will make it. Run, Hendar, run!
Open the gate! Quickly! There isn't much time!
I can't. The Rakghouls are too close.
The mutants will kill him if you don't open the gate!
And if I open the gate, they'll kill us all.
No! You can't do this! It isn't fair! Please, make him open the gate. Hendar will die if he doesn't.
I can't open the gate. Not while the Rakghouls are so near.
You can choose to say, keep the gate closed. I'm not risking my life here.
You monster! How can you say that? Somebody do something!
I'm sorry, Hester. There's nothing we can do.
You could say,
It's too
"Keep the
late for
gate
Hendar
closed."
now.
No! Hendar, no!
Which time Hendar will prematurely fall to Arakkul. And Hester will never talk to you again. It's very
Don't
unfortunate.
speak to me, Upworlder. You could have saved Hendar. You just stood there and watched him die. You're as selfish as all the rest from the surface. Please, just leave me alone with my grief.
A horrible fate for poor Hendar. I warned him not to leave the safety of the village, but I couldn't open the gate. Not while the Rakghouls were so close. I had to protect the village, but enough of this grim talk. We must focus on the positive if we're to survive down here. I'll open the gate for you, Upworlder, but you've got to be quick.
The Rakghul is still alive, so you're going to get less experience if you don't actually take care of the Rakghul as Hendar is battling. So instead, you can say, open the gate. I will kill the Rakghouls and step in.
You'd risk your life for a stranger? You're brave, Upworlder. I'll open the gate for you, but you gotta be quick. In a few seconds, I must close and lock it again.
Upon hearing that, we step out with poor Hendar to face off against our very first Rakghul ever. Disgusting. Rakghouls are known to kill anybody they come into contact with by scratching them, which poisons you, or biting. Like a zombie though, most of the time you'll be turned into a Rakghoul yourself, which makes them multiply exponentially, which is a terrible fate to behold your friends, family, and loved ones becoming monsters which you fight. Now you do receive 400 XP for taking out the Rakghoul, but if you're not quick enough, you won't save Hendar, so you have to be pretty quick on the draw, make sure he survives. So you get 400 XP and an extra 100 for the quest. Hendar survives and meets up with Hester, presumably his girlfriend, and this is their reunion.
I can't thank you enough for saving me, Upworlder. If I had anything but these rags on my back, it would be yours. But we have nothing.
I still have you, Hendar. That's all I need. Let's go back to the village.
And Hester and Hendar wander off into a crummy tent and disappear for what I can assume is some intense lovemaking. I mean, he just did survive a Rakghoul attack, so good on him. He's going to disappear. There he goes. Now we're left as the good guys. Yeah, so these hideous, slimy creatures. It's just a fate nobody wants to endure, is to turn into one of these things and attack your own friends and family. Star Wars' own version of a zombie. It's horrific, though there have been other plague outbreaks, most notably in Star Wars Death Troopers and Red Harvest, which are phenomenal audiobooks or reads. As we're heading northwest to find the sewers, The journeys are prematurely interrupted by a young Twi'lek in need of aid.
Please, you have to help me. Nobody else is gonna help me. Even the Becks won't help me. But I can't just leave him there. He's my friend. You'll help me, won't you?
You're Mission Vet, right? Gadden Thek said you could help me.
Gadden? What? I don't know what you're talking about. Please, Zalbar's in trouble. He needs our help or they're gonna sell him into slavery.
I don't have time for this. Gadden said you'd help me get inside the Volcar base.
Listen, my friend Zalbar is in serious trouble, so you can forget about me helping with anything else until I get him back.
Zalbar? You mean your Wookiee friend? What happened?
Me and Zalbar, we were just wandering around here in the Undercity. You know, looking for stuff we could find, just kind of exploring. We do it all the time.
I guess with a Wookiee at your side, you've got to figure you can handle the odd rat ghoul attack.
Only this time, they were waiting for us. Gamorrean slave hunters. We didn't even have a chance to run. Big Z threw himself at him and then roared for me to run. I took off. I figured Zalbar would be right behind me. But there were too many of them. He couldn't get away. They're going to sell him to a slaver, I just know it.
Why don't you ask Gadden and the Becks to help you?
I can't ask Gadden. He's always telling me not to go into the Undercity. He says it's too dangerous with the rat ghouls and Gamorreans and all. He'll never send his Becks down there.
I don't have time for your Wookiee. I need to find a way into the Volcar base.
Hold on a second. Don't just brush her off like this. Gadden said this girl's the only one who can get us inside the Beck base.
Please! There's nobody else who can help me. Listen, if you help me get Zalbar back, I'll help you get inside the Volcar base. Come on, what do you say?
No deal.
How can you be so stubborn? When you're ready to help me with Zalbar, come on back. Because you'll never get into that Volcar base without my help.
Oh, she's probably right.
You're back. Does this mean you're gonna help me now? Does this mean you're gonna help me get Zalbar back?
If I help you get Zalbar back, you have to get me inside the Volcar base.
It's a deal. As soon as we get Big Z back, I'll show you a way into that Volcar base. Now come on! We have to find Zalbar before they sell him to slavers, or worse.
Do you know where he's being kept?
The Gamorreans make their camps in the sewers. I bet that's where we'll find Zalbar. And that's where I'll show you the secret entrance into the Volcar compound.
And with that, Mission Veo joins our party. Now that we're 3 strong, we're heading due west towards the Lost Apprentice before we head down into the sewers. It's at that time that we bump into Candaris, Ordo, and some mercenaries who look like they mean business. What's anybody willingly doing down here?
Don't move! I'm not afraid to use this blaster if I have to.
Settle down, kid. We've already lost enough men to those damn rat ghouls. The last thing we need now is more casualties from a needless firefight. By the looks of you, I'd say you're down here for the same reason we are. To salvage something from those downed Republic space pods. Let me give you some advice. Forget about it. Do yourself a favor and just head back from where you came.
Huh. Are you threatening me?
Mandalorians don't make threats. We make promises. But I'm just trying to give you a friendly warning.
I go where I want, when I want.
Trying to pick a fight with a Mandalorian. I can see you're not too bright. But I'm on a mission for Davik, so I don't have time for fun and games.
Who are you?
That's Candaris Ordo. He's the most famous Mandalorian mercenary in this sector of the galaxy.
This isn't a good place to stand around chatting. The Undercity is crawling with rat ghouls. I've already lost a half a dozen men to those monsters.
Candaris, I heard something. Over there, in the shadows. Sounded like a rat ghoul.
Looks like we've got company. Get those blasters ready, boys.
At this point, a gaggle of rat ghouls come into the fray and start tearing through Candaris's party. Candaris does a very valiant job of defending himself with a vibroblade in close quarters.
Damn. I told Davik this salvage mission was a bad idea. His men aren't trained for this kind of thing, and I can't babysit them all. Okay, boys. We're getting out of here before I lose anyone else. I can't carry all this salvage back by myself. You'd be smart to get out of here as well. Even if you can handle the rat ghouls, I doubt there's anything worth finding anymore.
What do you mean by that?
Davik sent me down here with this motley crew to scavenge whatever we could from the Republic escape pods that crashed during the recent battle overhead. But the lower city gangs got here first. Anything worthwhile in those Republic pods is probably in their hands by now. Davik won't like that.
What can you tell me about Davik?
What are you, an off-worlder? Everyone knows Davik. He's a member of the Exchange. You know, the interstellar crime syndicate. Smuggling, gambling, extortion. Davik controls it all here on TARIS. That's why I'm working for him. But lately, the lower city gangs have been giving my boss some trouble.
What do you know about the lower city gangs?
This isn't really the best place to have these kinds of conversations. But I guess I could spare a couple of seconds for you. After all, you did help us out with those rat ghouls. The lower city is overrun with gangs. But the two most important ones are the Hidden Becks and the Black Vulkars. Used to be the Becks were the big dog and kept the others in line. But lately the Black Vulkars are moving in on Beck turf and challenging them for control.
What do you know about the lower city gangs?
The Vulkars are even starting to defy Davik. Take these escape pods, for example. Everyone knew Davik would want first crack at them. But I know for a fact those damn Vulkars have already sent their own salvage party down here.
So you're just gonna run back to the surface like some coward?
Normally I'd make you regret those words. But I'm not wasting another minute down here. I'm responsible for this whole company, and they won't survive down here much longer. Come on, boys, let's move out!
Very cool. On the rat ghouls' remains, we find 9 credits and some battle stimulants. Heading west, we find a frag mine, which will also come in handy for later battles, if they can be disarmed properly. Now, mission, she needs to step aside while the master gives it a shot.
Sure.
So, with my higher skill, it was still a problem. Blown up in my face, need a little bit of a med pack for the fight, as there is a clearing with some rat ghouls that we're going to take out so that we can get to Rukil's favorite apprentice.
You asked for this!
Yes.
Unfortunately, the rat ghouls are close. Something that you don't want to contend with, but we don't have much choice. Fortunately, when you throw a grenade, it seems to still hit the target that it was originally assigned to, no matter the distance. And although mission has fallen in battle...
Sure.
How'd you like that?
Very luckily managed to take out the rat ghouls, but Karth gets a little bit trigger happy and starts pulling other packs. Now, Mission, taking a nap, decides to get up, and we head over to the corpse just to the north, which has a computer spike and 15 credits, which are always handy, and another skeletal corpse, which will have some parts and credits. In this dimly lit area, we can now spy the outcast corpse and some rubble, which garners 35 credits and adrenal stamina. The outcast corpse has antidote, which is very handy, against rat ghouls being infected, and the promised land datapad, which of course Rukil is looking for. Now, the corpse is not in very good shape, unfortunately. It seemed they had succumbed to the rat ghouls. On the datapad, it reads, "This journal details the search for the promised land carried out by Rukil's apprentice. Most of the entries are mundane. However, the last entry is quite interesting. I have uncovered evidence that others have been seeking out the fabled land, and that the tracks have led them into the sewers. I've decided that I must go there as well." So it seems the sewers are the key, not only for Zalbar, but also for this promised land. But before we head there, we're going to head back to Rukil to let him know of our discovery.
I'll show you.
We're going to head back to Rukil to let him know of our discovery.
Greetings once more, Upworlder. Do you bring news of my apprentice? Have you discovered her fate and proved yourself to be a true savior of my people?
Your apprentice is dead. I have a journal.
It is as I feared, then. She joins the list of those who have given their lives in the service of our cause. But though I am saddened by this news, there is yet hope. By finding my apprentice, you have proved yourself worthy, Upworlder. You are to be the beacon on our path to salvation. You will guide us to the promised land.
Well, hold on a second. I'm not guiding anybody anywhere.
You are marked, Upworlder. Even my dim old eyes can see the mantle of destiny that cloaks you. Perhaps old Rukil knows you better than you know yourself. I am old. I have lived 100 years in the Undercity, cast down into the darkness. I know the legends and history of our people, and now you must learn it too.
I'm not interested in the history of your people.
I offer you wisdom, and you turn me away? Perhaps you are not ready to accept the role you must play in the destiny and salvation of my people. Very well, Upworlder. Return to me when you are ready to learn what you must learn.
Very well. Tell me the history of your people.
The great city of TARIS covers the entire surface of this planet. There is no land to grow food. Kelp harvests and the creatures of the sea are our only food source. A century ago, rising levels of toxic pollution poisoned the oceans, and famine swept the planet. The rich hoarded food for their own use, and the poor were left to starve and die.
From what I've seen of TARIS, it doesn't look like much has changed. Except for the upper city, people here are just as bad off as the poor in your little history.
But the poor rose up against this tyranny, and civil war engulfed the planet. Millions died in the fighting, and huge sections of TARIS were destroyed or abandoned. The rebellion was crushed in the end. Thousands were taken prisoner. The jails could not hold them all, and so the practice of banishing all prisoners to the Undercity was born.
What does this have to do with me?
Many brave men and women were banished here to the Undercity for their part in the rebellion. People like my father and grandfather were cast down, along with their families.
What did you expect? If they could get away with it, the Tarisian nobles would step their own mothers down here to make more room in the upper city.
Now we live a dark existence beneath the streets of TARIS, a life devoid of all hope but one, the Promised Land. And you will be the one to show us the way to get there.
How can I lead you to the Promised Land when I don't even know what it is?
Legends tell of a self-sufficient colony founded just before the famine and lost during the Civil War. A paradise beneath the Undercity where droid servants tend to every need. For many years I searched for the Promised Land, just as my grandfather and father did before me. When I became old and gray, my apprentice continued the search on my behalf.
Sounds like a myth to me. Something to give the people here some false hope to cling to so they don't go mad with despair.
I have collected many clues hinting at its location. The journal of my apprentice provides yet more information. But still, there are too many pieces missing from this puzzle. But I know my father and grandfather each had journals where they recorded their own discoveries. Perhaps, with their journals, I could at last uncover its hidden location.
What will I get if I find these missing journals for you?
I have nothing to offer if you help me in this. I hope the knowledge that you are helping the entire village escape a life of darkness and suffering is reward enough.
Sorry. I need an actual reward if you want to get my help.
I see. Well, perhaps you are not the savior I seek after all. I can only pray that if you find the journals, you will have a change of heart and bring them to me.
Well, I don't have the journals yet, but I'll find them.
It is many decades since my father set out on his journey, but I remember he was eager to explore the sewers. You might want to begin your search there. I wish you luck in your quest, Upworlder. The future survival of this village, of my people, depends on you.
And so, with Rukel's recommendation, it seems our fate is sealed. We're headed to the sewers to find the other data pads, which will give him the location of the fabled Promised Lands. And with that, I shall see you next time.